Hello uncles and aunties. Did you know that among the vegetables we eat every day, thinking they are good for our health, there's actually a mastermind causing your knee pain, making your body stiff, and leaving you breathless after just a few steps? Worse still, that very vegetable might be the real accomplice fanning the flames of the big fire of lifestyle diseases, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and high blood sugar, burning inside your body. Especially for those of you watching this, if you have crossed that big 6-0 milestone, please, I ask you to listen with your fullest attention. Why? Because the secret I'm about to expose today might just turn everything you thought you knew about your diet for the past few decades completely upside down. But at the same time, this could be your one and only chance to reclaim your youthful energy and be free from the pain of those long-term illnesses you've lived with for so long. And the most dangerous number one killer among them all, I can say with certainty, is the humble potato, a favorite in every Singaporean household. But wait, which type of potato, and why is it so harmful? Please, stay with me until the end. But before that, hold on a moment. Before we get to the main topic, if you care about your own health, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Here, I share the truths about health that nobody else wants to talk about. Also, I want to know if you think the same way as me. If you feel what I'm saying resonates with you, please type 1 in the comments below. If not, just type 0, no hard feelings law. And if you are suffering from similar symptoms, please share them in the comments too. I will try my best to answer as many as I can. Alright, let's dive into today's shocking topic. Since we were young, we were always told, eat more vegetables, it's good for you. This saying itself is absolutely true. Vegetables are packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber, and they are essential for our bodies. On this point, I 100% agree. But, everyone, there is a huge but here. As we age, our bodies change. We no longer have the iron body of our 20s, where we could eat and drink anything, stay up late, and still feel okay. Especially after we cross the big 60-year-old mark, our bodies are like a precision factory that has been running non-stop for 60 years. It's still working, sure, but many parts are starting to wear out, and the way it operates is completely different from when we were young. Have you ever wondered this one thing? Why did your family doctor at the polyclinic or the many nutritionists out there never once tell you to be careful about how you eat certain vegetables? The answer is probably simple. In modern medical textbooks, the subtle energies and effects of food are often overlooked, hidden in the shadows of grand pharmaceutical studies. They are more used to writing a prescription to treat arthritis than giving you a meal plan to prevent it. They are experts at putting out a raging fire, but they teach us very little about how to prevent the invisible sparks that start it. This spark is the common root of all chronic diseases in middle-aged and elderly people that we need to know about today: chronic inflammation. What is chronic inflammation? Imagine this: inside your body, a small, smokeless fire is constantly smoldering. There are no big flames, no thick smoke. It just burns there, slowly, day after day, year after year. When this nameless fire reaches your joints, it becomes arthritis, causing a sharp, needle-like pain with every step you take. If it burns in your blood vessels, it becomes arteriosclerosis, triggering high blood pressure and high cholesterol. If it reaches your pancreas, it can lead to diabetes. Even more frightening, scientists have discovered that this smoldering fire is the most comfortable breeding ground for cancer cells. Do you see it now? The enemy we have to fight isn't just the surface-level symptoms like knee pain or high blood sugar. We must fight the common enemy behind them all: chronic inflammation. And ironically, many of the things that ignite this huge fire are the very vegetables we assume are the most harmless and the healthiest. So, which vegetables are wearing a mask of health while secretly pouring oil on the fire inside our bodies? I will now review the top 3 joint killers in a countdown format. Please listen carefully and see if you have been eating these frequently. First, coming in at number 3 on our blacklist is the capsicum, or what we often call bell peppers. Many people love its crunchy texture and unique flavor. It's essential in sweet and sour pork, stir-fries, and salads. However, immunology experts have warned that for older adults whose bodies have already begun to age, a protein in capsicums called lectin can be a problem. Scientists classify this lectin from capsicums as a type of plant-derived immune disruptor. What does that mean? To put it simply, it's like a spy sent by the plant to interfere with our immune system. Imagine this: the inner lining of our gut is a very thin and delicate protective barrier, like a pair of stockings. This barrier absorbs nutrients while preventing harmful substances from entering our bloodstream. But this spy from the capsicum, like a sticky tape covered with countless tiny thorns, latches onto your gut wall once it enters your body. As this builds up day by day, the sticky tape starts to damage the protective barrier, like poking small holes in the stockings. This phenomenon is medically known as leaky gut syndrome. Once your gut has these leaks, toxins and undigested food particles that should have been passed out of your body can now freely pass through the gut wall, enter your bloodstream, and start circulating throughout your entire body. When these uninvited guests reach your joints, your immune system immediately sounds the alarm and sends out its army to attack them. This is how your joints become inflamed, red, swollen, and painful. They stick to your joint cartilage like little magnets, accumulating over the years, causing your joints to creak and groan like rusty gears with every movement, bringing pain and stiffness. A small conflict that should have been resolved inside the gut thus escalates into a widespread, systemic disaster. So, if you often feel a bit of stomach discomfort after eating capsicum, or if your joint pain gets worse the next day, it might not be your imagination. It's your body giving you a warning in the most honest way possible. Next, our number 2 culprit might surprise many of the home cooks out there. It is the brinjal, or eggplant. Sambal brinjal, brinjal with black bean sauce, grilled brinjal. Its soft texture and ability to soak up flavors make it incredibly popular on the Singaporean dining table. My neighbor, Auntie Lucy Tan, 65, was also a huge fan of brinjal and would cook it 2 or 3 times a week. But she had a long-standing problem. Every afternoon, she would feel extremely drowsy and her head would feel foggy, as if she were walking on cotton wool with no strength. She had always thought it was just because she was getting older and her sleep quality was getting poorer. One day, I suggested that she try giving up brinjal for just 2 weeks. A miracle happened. Auntie Lucy excitedly told me that her afternoon sleepiness was almost gone, and she felt much more stable when she walked. So what's the reason? Is there poison in brinjal? Of course not. But brinjal, especially its skin, contains a substance called saponin. In the medical world, this saponin in brinjal is called an intestinal barrier permeability enhancer. It's a complicated term, but its job is simple: to poke countless microscopic, invisible holes in your gut's protective layer. Again, imagine our delicate gut wall. When a large amount of saponin enters the gut, it's like repeatedly scrubbing your skin with a harsh cleaning agent. It overstimulates and wears down the gut's barrier function. This also worsens the leaky gut syndrome we just talked about, allowing more inflammatory substances to enter the bloodstream. But the harm doesn't stop there. One medical study found that when this substance enters the bloodstream through the leaky gut, it can interfere with our nervous system, acting like a mild anesthetic. This is the reason why Auntie Lucy felt her head was foggy and her walking was unsteady. Our body's sense of balance and coordination depends entirely on precise signals from the nervous system. If that is disrupted, of course, problems like these will occur. Dear uncles and aunties, if you have similar problems like Auntie Lucy, please take a look at what's on your dining table. That delicious home-cooked dish might be unknowingly draining your energy. And now, the time has come to announce the number one on today's blacklist. This number one might give you a big shock, and you may find it a bit hard to accept. Because it is just too common, appears on our tables too often, and looks too innocent. It is the white potato. Yes, you heard me right. The same potato that becomes French fries, mashed potato at a Western food stall, or the potato in your chicken curry. In most people's minds, the potato is a vegetable, a staple food, a healthy carbohydrate. But today, I must tell you a harsh truth. For us, after the age of 60, when our metabolism has slowed down significantly, eating white potatoes, especially when mashed, is almost the same as injecting sugar water directly into our veins. How can I say this? The starch in white potatoes is a simple starch that is very easily broken down and absorbed. Its glycemic index, or GI value, is shockingly high, even higher than white sugar. What does this mean? When you eat a large plate of mashed potatoes, your blood sugar level shoots up like a roller coaster in a very short time. To deal with this sudden flood of sugar, your pancreas has to work overtime to pump out large amounts of insulin to move the sugar out of your blood. Then, your blood sugar crashes, and you quickly feel tired and hungry again. This violent up and down swing of your blood sugar is a huge stress on your body. What's more terrifying is that during this process, extremely harmful substances called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs for short, are created. What are these AGEs? They are the main culprit that rusts our body from the inside. Imagine a piece of iron left in the damp air that slowly starts to rust. Our body is the same. The excess sugar in our blood acts like that damp air, reacting with the proteins in our body, like collagen, to produce this rust, which is AGEs. A long-term study from Harvard University clearly pointed out a surprisingly positive correlation between high levels of AGEs in the blood and the speed of joint degeneration. Where does this rust accumulate? It deposits in your joint cartilage, making it brittle and lose its elasticity, causing pain with every movement. It deposits on your blood vessel walls, making them hard and fragile, leading to high blood pressure and arteriosclerosis. It deposits on your skin, creating age spots, sagging, and deepening wrinkles. It can even attack your brain's nerves, increasing the risk of dementia. In other words, the white potato is rapidly rusting and aging you from the inside out. Is this not shocking enough for you? The joint pain you've been feeling, your declining memory, your aging skin, perhaps the cause was that innocent-looking potato on your dinner plate all along. After hearing all this, you might be feeling a bit worried, maybe even close to panic. Then cannot eat this, cannot eat that, what to eat leh? Please don't worry. I'm not here today to create fear, I'm here to offer hope. The purpose of identifying a problem is to solve it. If there are 3 killers, then naturally, there are also 3 saviors to fight them. So now, let's give a big round of applause for the superhero vegetables that will save our joints and bring back our vitality. First, the one I want to strongly recommend is broccoli. If chronic inflammation is a big fire in our body, then the amazing substance in broccoli called sulforaphane is our body's most professional, top-class fire brigade. Numerous scientific studies have proven that sulforaphane has extremely powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It's not like an ordinary firefighter who just sprays water on the flames. Instead, it's like a smart fire chief who can find the inflammation switch that keeps creating sparks in the body and turn it off directly. It can accurately locate the source of the smoldering fire in our body and powerfully extinguish it. Especially for arthritis patients, a Japanese study on joints found that regular consumption of sulforaphane can significantly slow down the destruction of joint cartilage and improve joint stability and flexibility. So, what's the most effective way to eat broccoli? Here, let me share a secret, lazy person's recipe. After cutting the broccoli into florets, don't throw it into the pot immediately. Let it sit on a plate for about 10 to 15 minutes. This step is very important as it allows the enzymes in the broccoli to fully activate, maximizing the sulforaphane. After that, use the simplest method, steam it on high heat for 2 to 3 minutes. The key is to keep it bright green. Once on the plate, just drizzle a little good quality olive oil and a pinch of sea salt. When you take a bite of this steamed broccoli, please tell yourself, I'm not just eating food. I am refueling my joints and investing in my freedom to walk tomorrow. Our second savior is Popeye's favorite food, spinach. The power of spinach lies in its rich content of nitrates. Please note, this is not the harmful nitrite found in sausages and ham. This is a natural nitrate that is very beneficial to our body. This nitrate is converted in our body into a substance called nitric oxide. What is nitric oxide? It is our body's natural blood vessel dilator. Imagine this, the blood vessels throughout our body are like a giant network of roads. As we age, these healthy roads can become narrower and more congested due to the buildup of junk like cholesterol and blood clots. The role of nitric oxide is to widen these clogged and narrowed roads, making them smooth again. What does it mean when our blood vessels are clear? It means that blood, carrying oxygen and nutrients, can be delivered to every corner of our body without any obstruction. When the heart's burden is lightened, blood pressure will naturally stabilize. When the brain gets enough nutrients, our thinking becomes clearer, and memory improves. When blood circulation to our hands and feet improves, the problem of feeling cold can also be relieved. One mouthful of spinach is like giving your hardworking cardiovascular system a gentle spa treatment, helping it regain its youthful elasticity. The final hero to appear is a friend we have known since we were kids, the carrot. We all know that carrots are good for our eyes. They are rich in beta-carotene, which is converted to vitamin A in our body, preventing night blindness and dry eyes. But the contribution of the carrot doesn't stop there. It is also a loyal guardian of our entire nervous system. Our body is like a precision robot. Every movement, balance, and coordination depends on electrical signals sent from the brain. This electrical circuit system is our nerves. And vitamin A and other antioxidants found in carrots are like the insulation tape that wraps around these electrical wires. If this insulation tape becomes thin or damaged, the electrical signals can short-circuit or leak, leading to inaccurate transmission. When this shows up in the body, it can lead to unsteady walking, slower reactions, poor coordination of limbs, and even an increased risk of falling. So, by steaming carrots until they are soft or lightly stir-frying them with some good oil, beta-carotene is fat-soluble, so it needs oil for absorption. We can effectively replenish these insulating materials, protecting our nerve circuits and ensuring that every command from the brain reaches its destination accurately. This is not just for seeing things clearly. It is essential for taking every step in life with confidence, going where we want to go, and hugging the people we love. All this scientific talk might still sound a bit distant. So, let me share a true story that happened to someone I know. Uncle Bola is a retired bus captain, close to 70 this year. He spent his whole life behind the wheel, driving all over Singapore, a cheerful and stubborn man. But after retirement, his knee problems became more and more serious, especially his right knee, which would ache unbearably whenever the weather changed. Uncle Bola told me his most desperate moment was watching his wife downstairs at the void deck, happily chatting with the neighbors and tending to the community garden plants, while he didn't even have the courage to go down the dozen or so steps because of his knee pain. He said, "I felt like a prisoner, trapped in my own HDB flat on the second floor. A man who drove a bus his whole life, now can't even go anywhere. That feeling was worse than any pain." The doctor prescribed him painkillers and recommended physiotherapy, but the effects were minimal. One day, while chatting, I happened to find out that Uncle Boller's dinner, almost every night, was his favorite mashed potato, which his wife made extra creamy and smooth with butter and milk. At that moment, I shared with him the theory I've shared with all of you today. I suggested, you don't have to change anything else. Just for 2 weeks, try swapping the mashed potato at dinner with the steamed broccoli recipe I taught you. At first, Uncle Boller was skeptical, thinking, how can just changing one vegetable make such a difference? But he decided to give it a try anyway. The result? After just 1 week, he called me. His voice was filled with a kind of disbelieving excitement. "The swollen feeling in my knee, it's much better now," he said. And by the end of the second week, he emotionally reported that he was able to slowly walk down the stairs by himself and sit at the void deck to enjoy some sunshine. And just last week, he drove his own car and took his wife across the causeway to Johor Bahru for a day trip. I still remember the words he said to me on the phone, "Thank you, really. What I got back wasn't just a knee that can walk. I got back my freedom, my dignity as a man." Everyone, isn't Uncle Boller's story a living miracle? He didn't spend a single cent on expensive supplements, nor did he undergo any complicated or painful treatments. He just made one small, simple swap. He replaced the blood sugar bomb, the white potato, with the king of anti-inflammation, broccoli. The result was like the difference between heaven and earth. Today, we have unmasked the 3 fake health vegetables, capsicum, brinjal, and white potato, that may be secretly harming our bodies after 60. And we have also met the 3 superheroes, broccoli, spinach, and carrot, to fight inflammation and protect our health. Please remember, my reason for sharing this is not for you to hate these 3 vegetables and never eat a single bite again. Eating them once in a while as a treat is perfectly fine. The key is frequency and replacement. What we need to do is to consciously reduce how often we eat the killer vegetables and at the same time, make the hero vegetables a regular feature on our dining table. This change isn't difficult, right? It doesn't require a lot of money or a complicated plan. Every food choice you make is actually a vote for your future health. Will you cast a vote for inflammation, pain, and aging? Or will you cast a vote for vitality, agility, and independence? The power to decide is entirely in your hands. Starting today, starting from your very next meal, try to make a small change. Swap mashed potato for steamed broccoli. Swap stir-fried capsicum for blanched spinach with a dash of soy sauce. Swap sambal brinjal for a simple carrot and radish soup. And then, listen carefully to the feedback your body gives you. I'm sure that before long, you too, like Uncle Boller, will experience that long-lost feeling of lightness and energy in your own body. Here, I want to make a health promise with all of you. If you are willing to try replacing the 3 killer vegetables with these 3 hero vegetables starting from today, even if it's just once a week, please let me know in the comments. Let's take action together, encourage each other, and witness the change. This is not just support for me, but it will also be the most sincere promise to your own health. I hope today's sharing can be a ray of light that illuminates your path to health. Please share this important information with your family and friends whom you care about. That one simple act of sharing might just change the quality of the second half of their lives. Thank you for watching. I sincerely wish you and your family a body free from pain and full of vitality, good health, longevity, and a smile on your face always. See you in the next video.